Hello everyone, I am back with another YouTube video, and in today's video guys, I'm going to be showing you the brand new Tornado Siren and Tornado Radar blocks. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so before I actually go ahead and show you what's brand new with these blocks and what's changed, I actually going to go over something real quick. So the actual way that they work are a little bit different, and I'm going to go ahead and explain why. So the original system actually made to where the blocks would spawn an entity inside of it which was invisible, and it was very tiny, so what it allowed you to do was still place blocks on top or below the siren or radar no matter what. And pretty much that entity was also responsible for all of the tasks that are performed by these blocks, and that was how it used to work. Now they're full-on blocks, so they don't use any type of entity or anything. So basically what I can do now is do something like /set_block or /fill, which is great because you can now just do something like this. So I can just do like set block and then the siren, and then same for the radar. So you can now do this, it's not possible, and yeah, it's really cool. However, there is a downside to doing /set_block or /fill. If you do it, you cannot actually access the blocks anymore because technically no one owns the block, so it's impossible to open up the GUIs for them by right-clicking or shifting and left-clicking them, so it is impossible. However, if you just break them and just replace them, you can actually have the GUI open up for you instead. However, moving on from that, I actually want to go ahead and show you the first few changes, which are with the siren. So with the siren, there are a few new changes. So first of all, if you right click it, there is now a GUI, which is called the Siren Config menu. And as you can see, it says Siren Volume 100, Siren Distance 15. Now you can adjust these values, so right now it's at 100, I can make it like 75, I can make it 50 if I go right there, I can make it 25 or 0. And for the distance, I can make it 15, 30, 45, or 60. Now, currently, only 100 for siren volume and 15 for the distance actually work. So you can't actually change it and expect it to actually do anything. So, yeah, currently, only these two values work, so you can't actually change it to anything else. And I do plan to actually add it eventually, but right now, I do not have it. So, basically, what that means is if I'm within 15 blocks, it will actually show the green icon. If I leave, it will turn red like that, and if I re-enter that range, it will turn green again. So yeah, that's basically how that works. Now, I actually want to go ahead and discuss something else, however, and that is the actual functionality of the siren. But yeah, let me go ahead and go somewhere else and show you this. Alright, so what I want to actually show you is something that I changed with the siren. So if I place one down, as you know, it will actually show a green get away. It will show a green icon. Now, if I place another one, however, it should turn red, but watch, it will also turn green like this, as you can see. And the reason why is because detecting another siren within the certain range of another siren would literally take me thousands of lines of code, because I would have to detect like this. I would have to go this way, and also that way, and this way, and this way. And I would have to do each corner like this, going out. And I would also have to detect like the certain like blocks like this, like it just, like this kind of pattern right here. And I didn't want to actually have to do that. It would have taken me thousands of lines of code. Like, and just considering the fact that the distance can go up to 60, it would have taken me like literally months to do. Or it could have taken years. I mean, just depending on how fast I was, I guess. But you might be wondering, well, does this affect the way that siren works? And the answer is no, it doesn't affect anything. So the way it works now is that it tags the player within the range that it's actually set to. So if it's 15, it's 15 blocks, and if it's 30, it's 30 blocks. You get it. So basically what that means is if the player's within this range, so as long as the icon's green, it will actually tag the player with a certain tag. And if the player has that tag, and they're also within range of a tornado, it will actually add a value of 1 to the scoreboard, which is on the right of my screen. And it will actually constantly loop as well once it hits a certain value, and once it hits that value, it'll also remove the tag that you had, which will make it to where it can loop, because it's constantly giving you the tag as well. So, if you're not within range of the siren block, it will actually make it to where once the tag's gone, it will no longer loop. And that is pretty much all for the Siren. There's really nothing else to go ahead and show for Siren, so let's go ahead and move on to the radar. Anyways, though, moving on to the radar, I actually want to go ahead and show you some new features with it. So right off the bat, you can probably tell, well, the board looks a lot darker than before. That is because since it's no longer an entity, I made it to where the particle just lasts a lot shorter, and it actually emits a lot faster than before, and it makes this a really nice darker board. And it does kind of flicker, you can kind of see it probably if I go into F1. You can see it a little bit, but it's not as annoying or noticeable as before. And yeah, I think it's a really nice change. And also, some of the icons got updated as well. So you can just see, East now looks like this. It is now outlined. And same with West. As you can see, they are both outlined. And just like North and South, which are already outlined. So I think these changes are nice. I think they are really necessary, to be honest. But anyways, moving on from the actual look of the radar, I actually want to go ahead and show you, what's new with it. So I actually want to talk about Classic though, which is right here. Classic is getting changed, so the way Classic works is no longer the same. So since Classic required the entity for it to actually work correctly, Classic no longer works the same way, and it does mean I have to scrap a few features with it. And what that means is only these 4 directions are going to be accessible with Classic mode. So these like corner ones, these corner parts right here, aren't going to work anymore. It's no longer going to be the 8 directions that work. It's only going to be the main 4 right here. So unfortunately, it's a bit sad, but it does make sense though because of the system. So yeah, it is a bit sad, but don't worry, there is still all 3 of these different types, which are Classic, Real-Time Tracking, and Visual. So I'm actually going to set to Real-Time Tracking because I want to go ahead and show you some new icons. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in a storm cloud. So if I do that, as you can see, there is a new icon for the storm cloud. And as you can see, it looks really cool. I think it looks really simplistic, but it also matches the look of the radar quite well. And yeah, as you can see, there it goes out in the distance. And yeah, I think it's a nice feature. And I also want to mention that the storms last on the radar for a longer distance now. It used to be 300 blocks. It is now 450 blocks. And yeah, I think that's a really good change because now, basically, the radar now works on a full 1 tick delay, which is why I made the distance longer, so it actually stays on the board for a longer time. Especially with these really slow storms, it actually, looks really nice when it just moves super slowly across it and doesn't just instantly go off of it within like a few seconds. So yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty nice change. And you can also do this with the storm, so with a normal storm, and with also a supercell. So if I go ahead and do a supercell over here, as you can see, it will show icons for all of them. Now with the supercell, I do plan to redo it a little bit. I mean, it looks kind of rough, to be honest with you, but the storm and the storm clouds I think are the nicest looking ones in my opinion, and are gonna stay the same. But with this one, I might redo it, but I just don't know how I'm going to make a proper looking supercell icon. So yeah, comment down below if you have any ideas, but that's pretty much the new changes with these. Now, there are some changes with the actual tornado icons as well. So if I actually go ahead and spawn a tornado in, so let me just find it, here we go. As you can see, it now says EF instead of just F, which is a nice little change that I did, and it now matches the actual name of the tornadoes, which as you can see is EF1 on the side. But yeah, that's pretty much a few of the new changes with the actual radar itself and the board. Anyways though, I'm going to move on to the actual GUI part of the radar though, because there are a few new changes with the board icons menu. So once in here, you can actually customize any of these icons to be however you like. So you can disable them, you can re-enable them, and for this showcase, I'm actually going to disable the board. So the board is now disabled, and as you can see, it's now gone. However, if I go back into it, it's still going to be disabled. So it actually saves the current state that it's in, which is really cool. So I can disable any of these. I can like just leave these two, so center and west, and if I go back in them, look at this, all these are disabled, and it doesn't matter what you do, it will still be disabled. So as you can see, now if I re-enable them all, if I go back in here, as you can see, it will actually show them all as being active, which is a really cool feature that I decided to add, and I think it works quite well. And yeah, that's pretty much all with the radar. But anyways, I actually want to talk about a few new things I want to add into the add-on. So basically, I actually have plans to add a few new blocks. So I'm going to list at least 2 of them for now, but the other 2 I don't really want to talk about yet, just because I don't know if it's going to work yet, pretty much. So first of all, I actually have plans to add a redstone powered Siren, and also I have plans to add an enhanced radar block, which would actually make it to where it shows icons going farther out on the radar, and that's pretty much what I have planned for now. I won't list some of the other blocks I have planned, but yeah, I will update you guys once I actually have a version of them working. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much all for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like, notification bell, and comment down below what you would like me to add into the add-on. And yeah, that's pretty much all for the video. Goodbye, everyone.